Why didn't you need a long weekend?
I do not want to think about Amazon.
I thought you're having a good day or a good week. That's been a good week.
This week?
Yeah.
No, this week was awful.
This week was bad?
This week was like horrible, dude. I had an interview every single day. I had to do the fucking presentation. I went to a non-existent office hours. It was terrible up until like 6 p.m. yesterday.
But then it's all worth it.
I guess. But it was definitely not fun up until then.
Well, that's okay. As long as it works out in the end.
Yeah.
It all works out in the end. No one's ever said that, but that's okay. I've said it. Do we even need a countdown?
2, 1. Hello and welcome to this show.
This show has a name.
TBD3B. That is the show.
It has a season.
3.
Has an episode number.
20.
We've made it. We're at number 20 of TBD3B. Are we ever going to rebrand or rename it from TBD3B?
This is the permanent name. I thought it was
permanent name.
Kind of catchy.
It's a mouthful.
TBD3B?
You have to say TBD and then 3B. It's a lot of same sounding syllables.
We can shorten it to TB. Tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis podcast. Welcome everybody. Yeah, I think we were just before this. We were talking about how it's been a good week, but
it's actually not been a good week.
It's not been a good week.
We were actually just talking about how awful this week was.
You know what's funny? Because on last week's podcast topic list, I actually had a thing about how the week before that, so like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, it was like a terrible week.
What happened 3 weeks ago?
Well, for me, actually, I don't even know why it was a terrible week. The only thing that was a terrible week was getting back the midterm grades, and that just put a damper on the entire. Listen, but emotions do, so it was still a damper. But then we didn't even talk about it. So what I was going for originally was if we had talked about it, and that was like a bad week.
Oh, it's like a tale of 2 weeks.
Except, but you're saying this week was a bad week for you as well.
Yeah, until the very end.
Okay.
Then it wasn't so bad.
Well, does that like
negate it?
Yeah, negate it?
No. I mean, yeah.
It makes it all worth it.
I mean, I guess it was worth it, but it was still a terrible week.
I mean, yeah. I think you could have like... Okay, tell me why is it a terrible week? What were all the steps that made it a terrible week?
Well, I was just constantly stressed. I had an interview every day. I was...
Couldn't you have fixed that?
I wasn't sleeping well. Yeah. But I mean, like you said, it worked out in the end. You make some sacrifices in the short term for long term.
Well, okay. What I meant by that is you had an interview every day, but you didn't have to have an interview every day, right? Because one of them was kind of like pointless.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you never know, right? I could have gotten rejected from...
But you already had an offer, a return offer from the company.
I would have seriously considered the Facebook offer. I would have really seriously considered it.
Right. That's
if not for the other two.
Okay.
Sorry, Facebook.
It's just not worth it.
You're, I'm not even going to say you're a great company. Monopolistic, capitalist scumbags. Fuck you, Mark Zuckerberg. I got that from this.
Alright. But...
No, I mean, no. It's like Facebook is a great company to work for. But...
that's a distinction.
Unfortunately, it's not what I'm looking for at the moment.
Okay. So besides, you said you were stressed also. Where were the other stressors coming from besides these interviews every day?
We had a presentation.
Yeah, how did that go?
I'm pretty sure you lost points on.
Oh, wait, that was like a bad part of the week? Was it really that bad?
I didn't like doing my work. I pretty much did the whole problem that I was assigned to.
Yeah.
The day of. And that was really fun.
I see.
I had to wake up early. I woke up at like 8:50 in the morning to go to campus. Walked through the cold.
Well, you didn't do all of it. Like cold we already had most of the
basics. But we had to like rewrite the.
It wasn't that bad, was it?
No, it took like 20 minutes. But
and how about the presentation itself? Because I wasn't there for.
Yeah, you presented. You did fine.
It was not worth it because I left early, right? Because I was going to office hours for my networks class with my partner because she was already there, and then I went to go help, and then the office hours was of very little help. Sad. I wouldn't say no help though, because the TA, so we had like, what was happening is we were getting 82 out of 97 points, and how this class is set up with this particular project, what we had was 6 submissions a day. And
6 submissions per day.
I mean, that sounds like a lot, right? Or
no, not. I mean, it sounds like a very strange restriction.
Yeah, well, so
it get you to start early then?
Yeah, so you can have like more submissions. It was even more restrictive in the first project that we did for the semester, where we only had 3 submissions per day. Wow. But that was a solo project. So the reason it was 6 is like 3 for each person. Either way, I digress, because the point is we had test cases, and in one of the earlier submissions that we had passed these 2 cases we were failing. And then in later submissions, we fixed a lot of the other stuff we were failing, but then suddenly these 2 cases were failing. And then we didn't know why. So we went to office hours, and the dude was of very little help. And the reason I can say this for sure, looking back in retrospect, is because we finally did get these 2 cases passed. We had to take a late day, which was the day after office hours. But the reason why I know he was not very helpful is because the advice he gave didn't fix one of the cases. And he knew it. Because like it was not targeted at all with one of what we were failing with one of the cases. And he just sat there because we were there for the whole 2 hours.
Wow.
And we asked him multiple questions, and he never told us.
Wow. What a dick.
Huh?
What a dick.
I've realized that the TAs have really soured my experience of that class. Like, he's not even the worst TA. As in, there's another TA that we went to earlier in the week, and he's like exactly what you don't want from a TA at office hours, where you're unprepared and you don't know anything about the project. And it's like, we're asking you questions about the project, and then what happens is, oh, I'm not sure. Give me 10 minutes to look at my previous implementation that I did in the previous semester when I worked on this project. And
that's like the kind of TA I would be.
And then give you unhelpful answers that really did not solve any of our issues. So unfortunately, it has not very much made me like that class. We also had a midterm for that class, and nobody got 100%, or nobody got even close. Or I guess close, but like the highest score was like a 92%.
It's like 122.
Yeah, really? Like nobody got higher than that?
No, not the first exam. I don't think there was like a lot of wasteless points in that exam.
Yeah, like those test questions like trip you up a lot, and because of the time pressure as well. I felt the same thing.
I didn't tell you. I left my key inside the apartment. Did I tell you?
What?
I left my key when we went to present. That day, man, it was so hectic. I was running back and forth from campus.
Right, yeah. I was there. I have the video. Yeah, but you...
Oh, yeah, right, okay. Yes,
Dude, I was the reason also,
Yes.
in a way, because I was like, we gotta get to campus.
I forgot
faster.
You were present the entire time.
I was present the entire time.
And I just completely forgot. Okay, well, the audience was not present.
That's true.
So we will tell him.
Yeah.
I was we went to go present this thing. It was at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
And then I was here with Pat working on the homework, and then we left to go present. And then I walked out the door, and I was like, "Oh, my key is not in my pocket. That's not good." And then I'm like frantically texting my roommates.
I mean, that would have been okay if you didn't have anything afterwards.
Yeah. So 3 to 4 was the scheduled presentation time.
Yeah, this was on campus.
And 4:30 p.m. was my scheduled Facebook interview, final round. And it's a 20-minute walk to get from campus to our apartment. So I'm like frantically texting my roommates, "Are you going to be there?" Whatever. Neither of them are going to be there. Len, who was a guest on the podcast, so kindly lent me his key right after his class. 2:45, he walks out the door. I grab his key. I like sprint to the presentation.
Well, you were gonna go print, and then you didn't do that.
Yeah, we didn't have time to print, unfortunately. And then we gave this presentation. Patrick did wonderfully. The TA accepted with only minor comments. No serious errors. I ate up like the vast majority of our time. I finished it.
I mean, it makes sense because like number one is a lot more involved.
The clock was ticking. I finished at like 3:45. It was like 15 minutes to present the last problem.
That's okay. That should still be enough.
Yeah, and then with our third partner, he explains. And he gives a fine explanation, honestly. I thought there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
And the TA was like, no, you're going to need to give more detail. Like he says, "I'm not sure how much detail they want." And then he says, "I want more." Every time he's like, "I don't know how much detail they want."
He actually said that?
Yeah. And so then...
Dude, but he's the one grading it. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I
was looking at my watch. It's like it's 4:05 p.m. and I have to like run back. And I don't want, because if you speak up, right, then the person loses points. Right? Yeah.
I mean, so you apparently did at the end.
At the very end, I asked if it's okay if I say, and then I just said something, and he took it. I was like, "Is that okay?" He was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "See ya, bye."
Dude.
And then I ran back to the apartment.
I mean, yeah.
And I was out of breath. I opened my laptop. I plugged in our podcast microphone. And I said,
the same voice quality echoing to the Facebook interviewer.
Yeah.
As you hear right now. Yeah. And then that one went splendid as well. What's funny is your Facebook, like your whole interview process spanned less than a week. Like 3 days, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you count from like my first interview to the end, it was just like 3 days.
It was 3 days, yeah.
But if you count when the recruiter first reached out to me, it was like a week and a half.
And if you count first submitting your application, it was like 2 months, right?
Yeah.
A long time.
I thought I got ghosted, but no, it was just the recruiter dragging their feet. But then they really picked up the pace at the end.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's probably the fastest process I've had.
That's good. I mean, well, it's because they're expecting, because you said like you had a deadline as well, right?
Right.
So they got to give you at least a little bit of time.
Yeah, I mean, Citadel. I've actually been in the process for more than 2 months now, from my first assessment till now, and they still haven't gotten back to me. And apparently, I mean, I guess that they don't want me to go to Citadel. I have an offer deadline on Monday.
Right. Yeah. So that was one of the. This was during this week, right? One of the. It happened on Monday. Right?
Yeah.
It did.
Wait, what?
You completely forgot about that. Wasn't that a highlight too?
Well, that was years ago.
You already forgot.
That was...
It's already
I
overshadowed.
thought that was like a month ago.
What? It's already been overshadowed by the other piece of good news, which we'll get to. But you know, this podcast or the next one, we said before, it's gonna be like the wrap up of everything internship. And I feel like for you, you've kind of made your decision already, so we can make this like the definitive, final wrap up.
No,
episode.
I haven't made my decision yet.
Yeah,
for
come
sure.
on.
What I said about.
I mean, I don't know how much more they could do. They could, actually, I don't know. Citadel could really do much. Let's get started first with what we just mentioned. Mm-hmm. So you finished up the last one on Monday with Citadel, and that was like a behavioral interview.
Yeah. Nice chat. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say about the process.
Oh, you don't have to say much, but was it with the CEO or COO dude?
No.
Okay.
Can you imagine if
I thought it was well, I thought it was you were talking with someone who was like higher up.
Senior leadership, they said.
Okay.
But I think it's just like a senior software engineer. No,
CEO.
Okay. He does not interview interns.
That would be too much. Yeah.
That guy has a Wikipedia page, bro. He does not interview interns.
Right. And that went well. That was like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was kind of... We went over time, you know. We were
just talking?
Just talking, yeah.
Well, that's a good sign.
I like these behavioral interviews, honestly.
Yeah?
They're chill. Like, really? They're so chill, dude.
Well, it depends on what they ask you. Like, what did they ask you?
He actually asked me about like the pros and cons of using Java versus C++ are. But other than that, it was like, you know, why did you apply to Citadel? Like,
yeah, but I hate those questions.
Nah, dude, you just like chat with them, you know?
I know, but I don't want to talk about why I applied to Citadel, because...
Yeah, I want money.
Exactly. I want to change the world through...
No, I really like it. Honestly, much more than technical interview. Like my Facebook one, okay, I don't know. I'm definitely not allowed to say I signed an NDA.
It was just less talking, less chatting.
Literally, introduction, here's your question.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to introduce myself. It was just him. Hi, I work for Instagram. Here's your question.
Honestly, I'm fine with that, because I hate talking about myself. I don't know if you realize this in the podcast also. If we do like a heat map about what stories and whose life we're talking about, like yours has got to be like 80-20.
Yeah, I like talking about myself.
Yeah. I think it works better because I think it works in this environment because I don't enjoy talking about myself as much, especially during these like technical interviews, because these people, like, I don't know.
I get nervous, right? Like, what if I get something I don't know how to do? You know?
Okay, that's true.
That's like, because I can talk, right? You can ask me whatever the hell you want, I'll have an answer for you, you know? but like, you know, how do you solve P versus NP? Go. Write up your code.
Write a reduction proof on why this reduces to that.
Then you're.
No, I understand. Like, I think I want to clarify. I think I don't like talking about myself. Actually, that is still true. But I think it's more on especially if it's constrained because when they're saying in these interview settings, like, talk about yourself, what you're going to mention is stuff relevant to like your career or whatever field you're like applying to. So I always say like, hi, what I'm studying. And then also, I think for these past like interview rounds, all I talked about was like, oh, and then last summer I went here and did this.
Yeah. I also say when I'm debating between concentrating. That's always a conversation starter. Concentrating in systems and ML.
Ooh.
And then I talk about, you know, why, the pros and cons of each.
Did you use this in the Citadel one?
Yeah, I did. We talked for like a long time. We talked for like 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
On the systems, pros and cons.
Wow. Is he a dude like... I mean, I imagine people working at Citadel since they're... that seems like more...
At first he was like, why... ML is like such a buzzword. Why would you not do ML? It seems obvious to me. And then at the end, he agreed with me. To do so.
He's trying to test you, yeah?
Yeah.
Should have known, yeah.
Yeah, every time I would say something, he was like, I'm not sold, tell me more.
He said that?
Yeah.
What does that even mean? Like, what would you say? And then he'd say, like, I'm not sold.
Like
when you're discussing the pros and cons of Java, he's like, I'm not sold, tell me more.
No. This was specifically about why I chose to do systems over ML.
Okay.
And then at the end, he was like, yeah, I agree with you. This is what I would tell my son too. And then he was like, but unfortunately I can't because my son's a physics major.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, is his son like 5 years old?
Yeah.
Does he need to know about this yet?
I was like, yeah, physics is cool, yeah.
I would hate. Imagine, like, I don't know if that would be something I would want to talk to my. Well, actually, that is something you probably want to talk to.
It's just like a conversation, bro. I just pour my heart out, and they like pick it apart. And
What are you saying? Like talking to the interviewers?
Yeah.
I think you're good at that, and I think that works to your advantage. Which makes sense why you like the behavioral stuff better, because the technical stuff. Now, like No, that's fake. I just having a very fresh experience where that happened, where you get a problem and you have no idea what to do. I can very much relate because it is not a fun experience.
Was this for Facebook?
No, it was the jump one that I talked about.
Oh, right.
You know what was a funny detail? Like we were talking about cold interviewers, right, or frosty interviewers. Because you were talking about your first DRW person, and I was talking about this dude. What's funny is this dude, like, he gave me a C++ question, right? And right away, before he gave me the question, he had asked me about C++, right? I was like, okay, is this guy, like, super into C++ or something? Well, the third interviewer, we talked about stuff, and then afterwards, when asking about questions, I think I asked him a question about, like, I don't know, working with colleagues or something like that. And then he mentioned, oh yeah, one of the things I love is that there's so many smart people. And then he lists up people. And then one of the people he lists was my first interviewer. He said, oh yeah, like this dude is on the C++ standards committee. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, well, that explains some stuff
about C++ standards. That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, and I was like,
that's rough.
Well, okay, I can understand why this guy likes C++ and why I got grilled by this question and I got completely destroyed. So that was just a funny detail that I forgot to mention last time.
Okay. Oh man.
I mean, smart people, yeah. Probably.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think a lot of these companies, they give you like, it's like good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
You know? There's like a friendly interviewer and then there's like a cold one.
Do you get that with Citadel too?
Not with Citadel, but with
DRW?
DRW and Optiver.
Yeah.
Also. But the cold one, I think I was able to break through to him.
Oh, really? He warmed up?
Yeah, I got him to laugh.
Wow. How did that even happen?
I told him, I was like, I was really impressed, it seems like everybody here, they like the company, everyone I interviewed with, they were all here for like 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, they're here for a long time. And he was like, yeah, it's because we don't let new hires interview people. I was like, oh, that was a good point. And then he laughed.
That's pretty good. That's good. Yeah. All right. Well, so you talked on Monday, you had your interview, and then the same day you got the result, right?
No, Citadel, I don't know about Citadel, technically.
Okay, you got the half result, half confirmation.
I guess you could call it that. Mm-hmm. It's nothing is guaranteed yet, and by the looks of it, it's not even going to come by Monday. So. Yeah,
wait, that's that's actually ridiculous. Like, you did tell him, right, about your
multiple times. Stuff? I think 4 times I told him.
Yeah.
In 4 different emails. Mm-hmm. And it was only acknowledged a single time. I sent them an email this morning, and they were like, they finally responded. They were like, okay.
Okay. Well, then maybe they'll do it on the day, on Monday. But
Optiver, oh man, it was 2.5 hours the whole thing.
Optiver, you're moving on to Optiver.
Oh, you want me to talk about something else?
No. Let's go to Optiver. So you had the Optiver one as well this week, and that was on Thursday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess
So it was on Thursday, 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours, 9:45 in the morning, till so the way it was 15 minutes of intro, then 2 hours straight, no break of interview, back to back, 2 back-to-back interviews, and then 15 minutes at the end to talk with a recruiter. So it ended up being like 2 hours and 45 minutes or something, 3 hours, because I talked with the recruiter for a while. I like to talk. I like to talk to people.
I think we've noticed.
So, yeah, the interviews went fine, I guess. Apparently they did.
Was it technical still?
Yeah,
on both of them?
Okay. One of them was system design, and I don't know anything about system design. I told them I told them I was doing a systems concentration, and he was like, "Oh, good, it was a systems design interview." And I was like, "No, not that kind of systems." Yeah, and then it ended up being like nothing like system. I mean, not what I was expecting, right? So
like it wasn't build Netflix.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it wasn't anything like that.
Okay.
I guess to some extent, I don't know. I probably not allowed to say.
It's the inside info here. We can be the next YouTube channel helping people with these interviews. It'll be on the Clips channel. Be like, this is the tip you need.
This is how you get into Citadel. This is how you get into.
I know that was one of the clips I had last week. Did you see? It was clearly you didn't see.
Sorry.
It was like this interview trick works 100% of the time.
Is what you call the video?
Yeah.
Is it public?
Yeah.
Does it get views?
No, it didn't get any views.
Okay.
Well, actually, I'll check, but I don't think it got any views. Well,
remember when we did the Alex Jones one?
I know that one. I mean, that one just worked like wonders. But I mean, basically, do you remember what do you think was?
I don't remember anything we talked about. I'm gonna be honest.
That was
literally nothing.
The reason for that was you talked about the Citadel and watching their company video.
Oh.
And then that being
wasn't Citadel. That was
DRW.
No.
Optiver.
That
was Optiver. Well, look at that. Even more evidence.
You know what else I liked about the Optiver process? The very first interview was a behavioral interview. The phone screen was behavioral.
Okay.
That was I was so refreshing. The first round was not technical. Unfortunately, what that meant is that there was a 1.5-month gap between my first technical interview and the coding assessment, and the interview was to go over the coding assessments. So I have no idea what I had written.
So they took like a month after the coding?
You know, in the 15 minutes after the back-to-back interviews that I had yesterday, Thursday, she asked me if I had any feedback, and I was like, "Oh, no feedback." And she was like, "Yeah, sometimes people." I mean, she was like trying to give me hints for some things that I might say for feedback. She was like, "Oh, yeah, some people said, they thought it was going to take 4 weeks to process, and it actually took 6 weeks." And I was like, "Yeah, no, nothing like that." But I completely forgot. The whole process for me was like 2 months.
Yeah,
more than 2 months.
Wait, I remember now. You were telling me about doing this Optiver thing when I was still at home and I hadn't come to Pittsburgh yet. Yeah. You were
like, long ago.
I have to do this take-home thing, blah, 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 blah. It's a while.
That was a long time ago. Yeah. I've been in this for a long time.
Yeah. Did most companies that you talk with have this thing at the end where you talk to the recruiter?
No.
So it was only Optiver?
Only Optiver. I told it, actually, I really like that they did that.
I don't.
Really?
Well, I had this with the jump trading dude. So after my interviews, then the recruiter came back, and maybe it's because I'm not as personable, and I don't talk as much. But it was just like I don't know. He's just like, oh, how'd you feel? And I'm like, yeah, like, what am I supposed to say? And then it was just like, okay, yeah, we'll have a result, blah, 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 beep, blah, boop, 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 beep, bop, bop. And it was just, like, not worth it.
Part of it, okay, it was, like, somebody to talk to, and I was done. That was my last interview, or, like, the last company, like, I'm done, right, for the next year. Mm-hmm. And so I was like really happy, and I was like telling her, and she was like, "Yeah, you're giving me so much energy."
That probably helped. I mean, I don't know how much she has.
And I told her about the deadline, and she was like, "Okay, let's see if I can reschedule your feedback right now." And she was like, "This is very ambitious, so let's see if we can do it." And then,
well, maybe that positive energy that she gave you, or you gave her, was what translated, because you got the results same day, right?
Yeah. So oh man, another. So then I kind of want to study abroad next semester. This is something that I've been thinking about for a while, and I've been like holding back on scheduling a meeting with my advisor for that. And so I finally scheduled a meeting for Thursday at like 6 p.m. And so then I go, it's in-person advisor meeting, first one in like a year and a half, exciting, wow. I go, I sit down, and then I get a phone call, and it's the recruiter. Yeah, we were talking in that 15 minutes after, and she was like, yeah, well, great that you're done, you know, are you gonna do anything, you gonna celebrate, eat some ice cream or something? And I was like, yeah, if I get Optiver. And she laughed. And then and then 6 p.m. she called and she's like, yeah, you can eat ice cream.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
So it was good.
That's a good callback.
Yeah.
I mean, you made an impression. She remembered. Or maybe because you were the only person that day. You know,
there's two people, but it's a recruiter per person, right?
Okay,
so,
yeah. So, what was the reaction of your advisor when that happened?
I stepped out of the room, and then I came back, and I was like, I guess.
Was it like 5 minutes? 1 minute?
Oh yeah, no, she called. I was like, hey, it was not really a great time.
I don't need the good news right now.
It's fantastic to hear how. And then I rescheduled for like an hour later, and then yeah. So this was right before the comedy show that I actually got the real news, and that's why I came inside the show so first of all late, and then second of all so like flustered.
Yeah, well, that's so in case you haven't picked up, Elan has the big Optiver, and this one is confirmed, unlike the Citadel. This one's just straight confirmation, and it's a big achievement. Congratulations!
Thank you, sir. Congratulations.
The whole audience, please, round of applause. Also, round of applause because you're now all done with
Thank
your
God.
thing.
That's what I'm happiest about, honestly.
Right.
Just never again. I mean,
never again
for the next year, I guess.
Well, listen, maybe not even next year, because if you can get that return offer. That would be
the dream.
Ideal.
Go to France and just chill. Go skiing. Yeah.
Is that actually feasible? Still going to France? Because you were telling me like it might not be feasible.
Yeah, you know what you're doing. TME has a rule. New policy. I think I told you this.
Yeah, you told me this. Other people might not know though. All our SCS
if you finish your graduation requirements. This is a public service announcement, okay? Everyone needs to know this.
Yeah.
If you finish your graduation requirements, right? They say you're in the School of Computer Science, all right? You're in a CS major. Say you're an AI major, okay? If you finish all your degree requirements, you have to graduate that semester. So if you finish everything, semester 7 of 8, you're graduating in 3.5 years. Sorry.
And this is only applying to we're the first class, the people that came in 2019.
Yeah, they're getting grandfathered in. So seniors now can hold off, I guess.
Okay.
So, but we have to.
That actually You know what's funny? If we had planned to take compilers, right?
Yeah.
Or I don't think we really planned it, but
it
it was an idea.
Yeah,
If we actually did that, I think that would have screwed me with this rule, because then that would have completed my systems concentration, I think.
Are you done with everything else?
And I think I am done with basically everything else, because I still have one humanities thing I'm gonna do, and I was gonna finish that next semester.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I've done everything else. I think I've done.
Why don't you
no, that's not true. I have SCS elective also that I had to do. But I think. Oh wait, I might need 2 SCS electives.
Why don't you just graduate early?
Cause, nah.
Money, bro. That's like 30K down the drain. For no
reason. I have some financial aid, so it's not as much. But I don't know, graduating on the regular 4 years, and I'm being selfish also because it's not my money, so I'm not feeling as much of a burden, though I do want to pay it all back to my parents if possible in the future.
Mm-hmm. Buy them a Lamborghini with all that Patrick money.
Listen, I'm not gonna get to that point then, it's not gonna happen. Come on,
you're not gonna dream big.
You're the one.
I'm the one. That's nothing.
Trading.
I'm a couple magnitudes of order off.
I don't know. You're. How much is a Lamborghini? 50K? 60?
No, what, bro? What?
How much is it?
Like
100?
Hundreds to millions.
Wait, no, it's not that much. No way. Lamborghini price. Lamborghini price.
Yes,
yeah.
100.
200 base price, 200,000.
That's the cheapest one.
Okay. You can get one for 200,000.
Yeah, so easy. I'll just starve myself for 2 years.
You could get there. We could get there at some point. Terrible investment, but life's short.
It's cool. Just live in the Lamborghini.
Yeah. That's how life would go. I don't know. I also, just because I feel like graduating with everybody else would be awesome and cooler. And also, if I graduate, so because you're planning on graduating semester early, then
yes.
Does that mean you're gonna work right afterwards?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
see, this is opportunity cost.
Off to the races.
This is it's crazy. This winter break is probably the last time that I'm gonna be like so free for so long until I retire.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think. A full month, no interviews, no academics, no responsibility at all. I mean, whole month.
It's more like
last time in my life that'll be.
Really, if you think about it, it's been like that it's going to be like 4 months, because like this semester, was it really that much?
This semester? Right now?
Okay.
I've had interviews. I have this internship in the back of my mind constantly. I've got a class. This is nothing. This is not a break. I'm not on vacation.
Okay.
I have a literal full-time job.
Well, full-time job.
All right.
You're putting in, yeah.
It's not nothing, okay? It's not nothing.
Sure.
I'll have literally nothing for a full month come December 7th.
Yeah. So how's that gonna work with our fantasy trip in the Amazons? Like, how's that ever gonna factor in then?
You wanna go this winter? Yeah?
No.
Oh.
It's gonna be hot because it's winter.
Yeah, it's like you want to go in the summer, don't you?
What? You want to go in the summer? Is that true?
We're not going to the Amazon, you know that, right?
Yeah, I know, but like, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like it's cold in the winter, right?
Yeah, I guess.
You want to go when it's cold?
I don't know.
I don't like the cold. I've been to Argentina in the winter.
Wait. Back to what you were saying. So, back to you graduating a semester early. Wouldn't you have that winter break as well? or are you gonna literally work?
Oh, yeah,
right
I'll
after?
probably have a winter break. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good point. Okay, I'll have two. Okay, it's my second to last. Okay.
It's not as grandiose as it is. There you go.
Okay. I guess there's also going to be a couple weeks in the summer that.
Why would there be a couple weeks in the summer? Oh, in
So,
this upcoming
coming
summer. Okay, I thought you were gonna say
But it won't be for as long, probably. How long is summer?
couple months, 3 months, less than 3 months.
Well, if I do Optiver, it's 10 weeks, so I guess I'll have it.
That's also wait. Are they? It's paying like with your Optiver. Is it restricted that you can't talk about any of this stuff? The benefits that they have.
Oh, I mean, the offer letter said private and confidential. I don't know. Okay. I can definitely share the salary, but I'm not going to on the podcast. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, it's.
Wait, what was I gonna say about that though? What were you just saying about it? 10 weeks. Mm-hmm. So does I know with Amazon, what they do is the salary is like based off. It's like something per month, but then it's also based on how many weeks you do, because they like divide that by they like multiply
by 12, divide by 52.
Yeah. Is it the same with the Optiver one?
This is like standard.
Okay,
that's how it works.
So you could be making even more if it was 12 weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So
I could be making even more if it was full-time return offer or something. That's what we're really going for here.
Okay, that's true. That is the end goal. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm just looking for a good internship. I mean, like, what you really look for in an internship is not the pay, right? That's not the end goal, right? This is like a short-term. It's like a short-term heuristic that you don't want to get blinded, stuck in the weeds, you know.
I think a lot of people get blinded.
You need a holistic view of what your goal is.
Okay.
And your goal is a good full-time offer.
Okay.
That's what you're really going for.
Right.
You want to look out for those full-time prospects. Yeah, I told you about this, like how I see life as like a game, like a strategy game. Have I told you? I might have said this on the podcast.
I don't think you said that before.
Really? So it's like, you ever played Civ 5 before? No. Yeah, so you the strategy games, you got like an early
I played
game.
Risk before.
You got like an early game, you got like a mid game, you got a late game. Right?
Okay, yeah.
And the early game is the most crucial part of the whole game, at least in Civ 5, okay? It's like the bad part of the most, if you screw up the early game, like you just concede the game. It's lost.
Isn't that with like every game though? Cause
yeah, I don't know how it is elsewhere, right? But like, this is how I see things, right? So, early game is coming to an end very rapidly. This is
the early game?
We are early to entering the mid game.
Okay.
It's like a transitory period.
Okay. What's the mid game?
The mid game is your like entire adult life.
Oh, yeah. I see. Okay. You're basing it off of your whole life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Life is like a game.
A Squid Game.
So, we're pivoting right now, right? We need to follow the right strategy to optimize, right? The mini-max. And so, yeah, I think I always said that, in high school, right? Your goal is to get into a good college so that you can ultimately have a good, strong mid-game, right? So that worked. And then, in college, you have another goal, and you have to plan for that accordingly. But the point of it is to, you're optimizing for something later on in the game, right? And the problem, right, the hard part, the reason why the game is hard is that you don't know what the hell you're optimizing for. So you just follow these like little heuristics here and there. How much does this internship pay? How is this college ranked? How does it affect my GPA? Those are meaningless numbers, right? So you have to look at the big picture.
Okay. This is such a numerical strategical, analytical view on life.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything is just a min-max thing that you're trying to do.
I'm min-maxing life. Yeah.
That sounds kind of depressing.
It really is.
Yeah.
Help me.
I don't think I can.
Yeah,
You're set in your ways. When did you develop this attitude?
Right around when I got my CMU offer.
Really?
Yeah.
So you weren't thinking this way before?
I thought I was hopeless. I thought I screwed up the early game already.
Oh shit! Fucking hell.
So, I'm glad that worked out. It's like Squid Game. The Deus Ex Machina, right?
Well, you know, I don't know. I mean, is college... There's a big fascination that I've seen. Or not fascination, but a lot of people on Reddit I've seen always love to stress... they're like, trade schools are great, and like you don't need college.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
These are people who are content with a life of mediocrity, you see. Right? This is I mean...
Oh my god.
You know, a normal life is good
Mm-hmm.
for normal people. Alright? Unfortunately...
You're not a normal person. That's what you're trying to say?
I'm not normal. Yeah. I think that's... most people would agree that I'm not a normal person.
Alright.
For better or for worse. I mean, I don't mean like I'm special or anything. That's not what I was trying to say. I'm just like, I'm not normal, right? I think it's very obvious. but like, there's something wrong with me.
So you embrace it and you go down this path that is not meant for normal people.
I guess. I mean, yeah. That's one way to see it.
One way to see it. Yeah. Sure.
Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that means I'll like never be happy. So that's like...
I mean, why? Why does it mean that you can't be happy? Does happiness like lower the min-max?
No, I think what you're really trying to optimize for is happiness.
Okay.
Right?
And
that's like the real goal, right?
Right.
Being happy. I mean, that's like the one thing that...
But this min-max thing, is this actually min-maxing happiness, or is it min-maxing career?
Min-maxing, I mean, the happiness is hard to min-max, right? There's no formula.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my dad made me read a book called The Algebra of Happiness.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really like it, I'm going to be honest. It's like a self-help book on how to be happy. You know, you gotta exercise, eat well.
When did he tell you to read this? At what point in life?
I don't know. I think this was like...
were you going through some stuff at that time?
No, I don't tell my parents that I'm unhappy ever. No, what? Are you crazy? Yeah.
Do you not feel comfortable telling that kind of stuff with your parents? Or is it just you don't want
I don't want them to worry.
Them? You don't want them to worry.
Yeah. That's
So if you were really struggling with something, would you feel comfortable like telling them? Like if you need support or something.
Yeah, I guess if I needed support, but I don't think I need support, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like my problems aren't really problems, you know. They're like,
Yeah. Have you ever felt that kind of, I don't know, at least in the short term, where it's like all these problems that I'm having, it's like very soul crushing, or I need some kind of emotional support and someone to talk to? Have you ever gotten to that point, or have you always been able to keep like the perspective that these problems aren't actually that big?
Well, I mean, I get stressed, right, all the time.
Okay.
Usually when I get stressed, I talk more. That's when I start randomly talking about interviews and You know, so it's not like I don't talk to people. I just talking helps. You know, it's like therapeutic. Okay. So I just like randomly spurt out words and
to whoever or whatever listens.
Yeah, exactly.
Your FBI agent and your computer.
My recruiter. So that's what I do. I don't need help ever really. It's just like as long as people are aware.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I don't know how we got to this tangent. We were talking about it's like Optiver, and that's your Lod was just showing off his muscles here, being very proud of his physical physique.
Dude, I haven't been to the gym in so long, man.
That's not even true.
I went on Monday.
You went on Monday.
A long time ago.
That's 4 days.
That's a long time.
That's 4 days.
A long time, bro.
That's not a long time.
6-pack is fading.
I think you said that like 2 months ago, and it's still there, yeah?
Yeah, let's so. If I'm sitting like this, you can't see it.
I can still see it. That's still there.
You can't?
You want me to take a picture and upload? I'm convincing. We gotta convince the viewers, like
that it's there.
It's still there.
No, the viewers can't know what I look like, except for all of them do.
For in the future, when we're big and famous.
Mm-hmm. I'm already big.
Okay, Mr. Comedian, you're a funny guy. I wish you should maybe Have you ever thought of writing down some of these jokes that you have? And
no, they're all terrible.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this is topical because we just we to cap off, because you learned about all this Optiver stuff on Thursday, right? You got the good news.
Literally 10 minutes before the show.
Before the show, where we went to watch Ronny Chieng come to our campus and perform live.
Yeah.
A comedy set.
Great show.
It was a good show.
Good.
I enjoyed it.
I didn't know who Ronny Chieng was before.
I didn't either.
Yeah, and now I do. And he's a good comedian.
Yeah.
I'll watch some of his stuff probably.
Yeah. What do you think was the favorite part?
The thank you for taking the pill.
That was good.
That was a good setup.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know if that is is pretty good. I'm trying to think, like, honestly, I feel like his Q&A was like real.
Yeah.
I feel like that was like when he really loosened up and was just like straight getting laughs and just roasting people, and I think that was honestly one of the funniest parts.
Oh, when the guy raised his hand and he was like, yeah, I'm a comedian myself, and he was like, okay, next question. I like that one.
You know what's funny? That person who raised his hand, I actually knew he was a comedian. Do you remember in freshman year when we had the SES Day talent show performance thing?
Yeah, he did stand-up comedy?
He did stand-up comedy.
I wasn't here for the first half. I remember. I missed it. Was it good? Okay.
I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was good. It was like so-so. I mean, the main point is he has the courage to do that, because I don't know like how good of a group performing at the SCS Day talent show.
Yeah, so fair enough.
How many laughs you can get, so I wouldn't fault him. But I applaud his bravery.
You gotta cater to your audience. You know?
Yeah, I applaud his bravery for doing that, and then he's still sticking with it 2 years later. Oh my god, I almost broke the same lamp that was in the last episode when that happened. I actually cut that out, so the viewers never knew. Okay, the viewers know now that I almost broke the lamp. Or did I break the lamp? I might have broken it.
Should we cut this out again?
It's already broken. It's alright.
It is already broken.
Yeah. I feel like his Q&A was honestly like probably my favorite part. Just
it was impromptu too. You remember he was like, I'm gonna ask the audience now.
I know.
The moderator was like
the moderated questions were like,
what's your favorite color?
I like the audience questions, and I think it was I think at the beginning it was slower. I mean, there were some parts that like I think I told you this like right after. I didn't quite like his COVID stuff as much. Like all the stuff he was talking about, like making jokes about Facebook people reading studies and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It just wasn't that good, I don't think. But it's probably like the strategy of the comedian. They have to like toss out stuff and then see what does the crowd react with.
What lands, yeah.
Yeah, and then they like go more with it. Like I don't think
I think the reason he started out with that is because it was like an academic setting. And he said like D average, sit in the back of the class. He was
yeah, that was like I forgot about that, but that was also like not not really that funny. A lot of the great stuff, and I was like, yeah.
I think it's because of the audience. He said
that.
And then he got better though.
Yeah, I think he unlocked it. He was like trying to feel out what is this? Are we snotty academic people who
Central
like would laugh
theorem.
about D plus? He got a laugh there, and then he got to the self-deprecating part, and he was like, "Okay, this is where my audience is."
He started shit talking Pittsburgh, and then like, people started applauding.
This is what works. This is what I'm gonna roll with.
I thought that was so funny. Dude.
Yeah,
like, the way the audience reacted.
He just like started piling on about Pittsburgh, just on and on.
He was like, "Wow, you guys got issues."
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like what did you think of his the whole Singapore bit? And like the weed. It was like
weaker.
alright.
It was weaker.
Yeah.
I liked the way he kept saying you're gonna die. That was probably the funniest part.
Yeah. There was some parts that I thought he was like I remember another thing that was kind of like not funny that he kept doing more at the beginning. He like kept mentioning dick jokes, but then he like never really made dick jokes either. But then he just kept saying dick jokes, and then I don't know. I didn't think that was very funny with how it was going, but I think it all the latter half was just much better.
Yeah.
Oh, also he kept talking about getting canceled.
Yeah.
And it might have worked better on a different campus, like I don't know, one that's more cancel eager. I don't think CMU is as eager, and
I mean, yeah, the fence is painted Republican.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. He was really going on about. He did that like multiple times throughout. Like even in the Q&A, he said once or twice, he's like, "Oh, cancel me, haha." And I was like, okay.
I like the stuff he said about vaccines, though. So.
Was that at the beginning?
I don't know if it was at the beginning. But I remember like when he was like platform.
Oh yeah, that was alright. Yeah, I think the pill one. Yeah, that one was good.
I think it was a bit underappreciated. I feel like the punchline. It kind of.
That's what we were saying. Like the punchline, which was, he was talking about there was a connection with diarrhea.
Yeah, he was talking about how the pill doesn't work if you have diarrhea. And then he said it would be a shitty way to have a kid.
Yeah, and that was such a good punchline if you like appreciated it.
Yeah.
Like there was just these like small moments that like that one I don't think that was a good punchline, but like I don't know if everyone got it. And there was like during the Q&A, there was the part where the dude asked like what was the time you got booed, right? And then he was like, why do you want to know about the times that I suck? And then so you can go jack off on it later.
Yeah.
And I was like, even I didn't understand it at first, and I was like 2 seconds later I was like, oh. But then I don't know if everybody got that either. I think everybody was more because there was a reaction when he said, do you want to go jack off later? I think people were I think people were like more confused and didn't understand that the joke came from saying watching me suck, and it was like, oh, that's good. I think that was what the small things made it pretty funny. Oh wait, one thing that there was like a part when he was talking about being on Marvel movies and like Crazy Rich Asians. I was just laughing. Have you seen Crazy Rich Asians?
I have not.
You have not? Okay, because I've watched it and people hyped it up a lot because all Asian things, the cast. And just because it's all Asian doesn't mean it's a good movie, because it was not a good movie.
Really? You didn't like it?
I did not like it.
I heard good things about it.
No, I didn't like it.
Okay.
You can look at the user reviews. A lot of people don't like it either. Mm-hmm. And the main reason is there's this big, it's just a bunch of rich people doing rich shit, and they're just flaunting it, and I don't know, it was like super shallow. There's also, I remember what I really hated about the movie when I watched it. I don't know if are you gonna watch it? Probably not. Spoilers.
No, it's a very big movie. I might watch it.
There's a dude.
Okay.
Who's like the awkward, he's like the comedic relief kind of dude. And then there was this scene where and he's like the awkward dude who like doesn't talk much but just does random shit. And there's a scene where these two characters are having an intimate moment, not intimate in like kissing or anything, but it was like, I think they were having like an emotional connection or something.
Yeah. So the scene was tense, I'm sure.
No, but it was like in a good way. They like made up, and they're like, oh yeah, I feel closer to you.
And he's comedic relief, and he walks.
And then he's comedic relief, and do you know what he does? He's like leaning in, and he takes a picture. And it's weird because the whole movie they've kind of set him up to be like a lovable creep-ish kind of person, like not a pedophile, but you know, like definitely not a pedophile, nothing like that, but is like he likes to, I don't know, take pictures of people, and I don't know, it was just, it did not feel right at all with how he was doing it, because he was doing it in a very creepish way. He's like hiding behind curtains and taking photos of these two people having an intimate moment, and it's like supposed to be funny because he's comedic relief, but it's not, because it's kind of creepy. And that was just something that really stuck with me. Why I was like, why did they add this in a comedy movie? Because it's not very funny. And there are some other, like the story overall was not very good in my opinion. But I'm gonna let you have your own opinions if you don't watch it.
It's 90% Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
Significantly lower on the audience reviews, though.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, especially with Rotten Tomatoes, it's like heavily critic influence, right? You know what all the critics are gonna say? All Asian movie, awesome, amazing. All Asian movie, lovely. All Asian representation, lovely. All Asian, yeah. And they're just gonna say that over and over again. And I was like, okay, I get it. Doesn't make the movie automatically good. And why did that remind me of it? Because I think he talked about how he thought like the end product was good, and I was just like, haha. My personal opinion, I don't think so. Because he said the same thing with Shang-Chi, right? And then some of our friends have watched it, and they said like,
no, but I mean, like imagine you work really hard, right?
No, of course he's gonna say that, because like,
and it's not a bad product, right? It's like very big, you know, it's high production value.
Okay.
It's like high quality product, you know?
Yes, high quality.
And so you can't deny that. You can't deny it's like good in that way.
Yeah, and if you're part of it, of course you're gonna feel proud about it. There's nothing wrong with that, because it's just I have a different opinion, so it's just funny to me.
Like my data lab that I did for 213.
Okay.
You know, I worked hours on that, and I was literally the worst. I'm proud as fuck that I got that thing to work. Okay, but.
I was wondering how you were gonna connect the fucking random ass data lab thing with that. But yeah, so overall, that was a fun time. Comedic. It was a good respite also, because the same night earlier in the morning I had completed my networks project. It was like kind of a reward for that day. It was like bit of a break.
It was a reward for both of us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, you already had your reward before. This just doubled it.
But you also had your reward. You finished Networks.
Okay, sure. That's true. That's true. However you see it. Whatever. Let's see. What else happened this week? Oh yeah, did you see when you were walking to and from campus? The movie set?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the movie or show that was being filmed? I know that someone did have that, but I forgot what it was called.
I think it was set in the 1960s.
Yeah, it was called Rustin. It's called Rustin.
Oh yeah, it was about some guy
who helped Martha
Mooten Bing.
Yeah, that dude with his crusade during the 1960s, and yeah, they were filming some stuff. I walked by when it was like starting to drizzle and rain, and I saw a lot of the actors, like they were, I think, just finishing up or doing something, or having some intermission between filming the scene where they're like getting on or off the bus, because people were like getting off of the bus that's normally at the actual bus stop. And then some of the actors that were like dressed up, they had like ponchos on as well because it was raining, but they were like in character, in their costumes, and they were like sitting under the actual bus stop and just waiting for the rain. But that was really fast, honestly, because it was like only one day. Mm-hmm. Like I saw it when they came in the morning. I was walking to campus and they were just starting the setup. And then like the same day, they're all gone. Like, because that was like yesterday, right? Today, they're all gone already.
They probably have to go fast. I mean, they shut down the whole street, right?
Yeah.
To film it. Like, we probably can't do that for very long.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how, like, what do you do if the scene is supposed to be sunny, mm-hmm. and then the weather like just screws you.
You make do with what you have.
You just make it
fix it in post.
It's a rainy day. I don't know how well you could fix that in post. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe we'll see it and it's gonna be raining, and I'll be like, yeah, I remember that day.
I remember that day. Yeah.
Raining.
I took a couple photos. I'll put this in the podcast video, the YouTube version, of like the bus and the little like old cars that were lined up along the street.
Are they real cars, do you think? Like set pieces that they made?
I don't know. I don't think the bus is real. There's no way.
I didn't see the bus.
There was two. There was like a bus at the actual bus stop, and there was like another one that they placed along the street.
Oh, maybe I
or
didn't see
along Fifth. And yeah, there were like two buses. And I don't think those were real because they looked very...
Mm-hmm. What if everything was fake except for the buses?
I don't know. The cars looked... Yeah, I don't know. We didn't see him come here, so they could have just like moved him off.
I don't know how much vintage cars are like that.
Probably a price that is more than normal MSRP of a Toyota Civic. Which is like the baseline. Yeah.
Netflix has money though.
They do. They're rolling cash now after Squid Game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not just Squid Game, after the whole coronavirus pandemic. They're
that's
just,
true.
Like, swimming in money.
I mean, that's like all tech companies.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't know was like, I knew these tech companies made money a lot, but then I didn't know. I looked back at like the stocks; they just went
through the roof. Yeah.
Straight up during the pandemic.
Yeah.
It was kind of ridiculous. Like I always thought Amazon was around 3,000. It was like 1,000 before the pandemic. Mm-hmm. They went up to like 300% over 2 years.
Yeah.
Or like a year.
It's crazy.
Ridiculous.
It's actually bonkers, bro.
Just ridiculous valuation. This stock market.
I mean, the stock market just crashed. It's not going to happen again anytime soon, right? Tech bubble 2. This is the year 1999.
Yeah. I'm hoping not. Please don't. Now that I have money in there, that would not be a good thing for our fortunes. We're just talking about Netflix because Rustin, but we also watched Squid Game, right?
Good show.
Yeah.
Good show.
How would you rate it compared to... Okay, how would you rate it first out of a 10 scale?
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10? And
why not 10 out of 10?
Why not 10 out of 10?
I don't know, Patrick. I don't think you're supposed to rate things 10 out of 10. I don't think that's allowed.
Okay, so why not 9.5 out of 10?
Oh my god. Okay, 9.5 out of 10.
You really like that show that much?
Yeah, it was really good. I liked it a lot. Yeah, I feel like the B plot, you know, of the cop, completely pointless.
I feel like that is set up for, well, spoilers if you're getting to this section, but I feel like it's set up for season 2. You saw like his brother shot him, and it was in the shoulder, in a very like non-lethal area, and he fell off, and we don't see a death scene, which means of course he's alive. And he's gonna show up in season 2 if they have a season 2. And they set everything up for season 2 as well. They left a lot of
how he turns back from the airplane and this and that.
Yeah,
that's true.
but it was completely pointless.
Like, I mean,
nothing happened.
Literally,
we
gained no information. Like, we so useless.
Like, well, no, we did have information. Like, because the only reason we saw everything about the VIPs and everything is because we were following the cop and he was with them, right? So it's like if they decided to only focus on the main characters, right? Like the camera would only follow main characters. The main characters would never have interacted with the VIPs, which means we never would have seen that. So I guess you could say he provides that to the story.
Well, we would know about them though, right? At the very end when he says you're like horses. And then
you're like horses?
Remember when he wins and they're in the limousine going back? And he's like, why do you do this? And he's like, yeah, you bet on horses, right? You're like horses.
I know, but we wouldn't have seen all the
VIP. The setup wouldn't be there.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah, no, that's actually a very good point. No, I disagree again. The cop did not need to be there because we got glimpses of
the front man.
But
it was very little. We saw him like one time before the cop, like him by himself. It was like in the first or second episode where he like went up.
Yeah, but I mean, very easily could have seen him on the phone. He was on the phone without the cop there, remember? And then he was talking to the VIPs or whatever.
Yeah.
And he greeted the VIPs without the cop there. None of this was actually from the point of view of the cop, actually, now that I think about it. The cop was totally unnecessary. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it gave a little more insight and into like the guards and stuff though, because I don't know, like the whole plot about the organ harvest stuff.
Again, don't think it was that important. I mean, they're already despicable as enough, like as it is.
Yeah. Right. I think, yeah.
And also the cop wasn't necessary for the organ stuff. Like the doctor, remember? He could have, the cop wasn't necessary. We were introduced to the organ stuff before the cop was.
You're just shitting on this guy.
You could have removed the cop and the show would have been almost exactly the same.
Yeah. That is true. But then we wouldn't have gotten that great scene of him grabbing other dude's dick and saying satisfied.
If you can please me in 5 minutes.
If you can please me in 5 minutes, I'll let you live. Yeah. There's a lot of setup for a season 2. And I feel like the main only thing that I didn't like about the show is how unimportant the actual Squid Game is. Because like they had the whole setup, like how you introduce the show, it was with the Squid Game. And then it was very irrelevant.
I like that.
But it makes sense as well because that's not the point of the show. But I just thought it would be like more drawn out as well, because this whole Squid Game part happened in the last episode, and the last episode was not dominated by that. It was like 10 minutes of that, and the rest is all the old meeting the old man and shit.
I think it's really good that they did that. I named the show after something completely insignificant.
That's true.
Everything else is unknown, right?
Is that supposed to be like artistic?
It's like Tenet. What the hell is Tenet?
You can say that about a lot of like Inception too. What the hell is Inception?
Yeah, well, no, the whole movie was about Inception, actually. So that's
the whole movie's about Tenet too. Like
No, but Inception actually means something. Tenet, it's like completely like it doesn't do anything. Like he just said the word Tenet a couple times. like literally the whole movie of Inception was about Inception, like that. People say Inception when it's like things inside of things. That's not what Inception is. Like the whole movie was about Inception.
What was Inception? What was like the definition of Inception?
He was trying to plant a seed of an idea in the guy's head.
Remember? Oh yeah.
He was trying to incept. Is that the word? Incept the idea.
Okay. But that wasn't the whole movie point.
That was the whole plot, dude. That's what they were trying to do. That was their whole goal and everything.
That was like plot A. There was like a big plot B as well, with like him, Mr. Leo, trying to get home.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, sure.
I guess. I mean, I suppose. But like the A plot was Inception.
Sure. Well, but can't you say the same here? The A plot was Squid Game.
No, it clearly wasn't though, right? Like,
okay, was the
like if you watch the whole thing for the Squid Game, like, I'm sorry, I got some bad news for you.
You're gonna be leaving disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw some parodies of, because people have been doing parodies of like Squid Game now, in videos. There's like this one. Do you know this channel called RDC World on YouTube?
No.
They're like a group of black comedians, and they did a Squid Game, and they were like, and the joke was, and for this Squid Game, basketball. It was like a group of black people and a group of non-black people, and they were like all jumping up and down, like, yeah, let's go, we're live. That was so funny.
That's funny.
I saw a couple of those. Yeah, the parodies are always good. Yeah, and this one, like, just so much. I like first learned about Squid Game because you know how I first learned of Squid Game? It was from seeing a meme on Twitter of Roblox Squid Game, where people in Roblox were playing the red light, green light mini game of Squid Game. It was like, oh my, and then people were like, haha, they have Squid Game in Roblox now, and I'm like, what is Squid Game?
Yeah. When I first started, I was looking for something to watch on Netflix, and Adrian was like, why not Squid Game? And I'm like, this better be in English. Boy, was I wrong.
Not even.
Yeah. I literally said, there was no indication that it would not be in English. As I clicked on it, I was like, I said the word, this better be in English.
Why? I thought you liked Money Heist. You watched that too, right?
I watched it in Spanish.
Yeah, but that's not in English.
Oh, but I speak Spanish, so it's like...
Okay. Do you fully understand when they're talking in Spanish?
Sometimes I have to rewind and then look it up on Google Translate.
How often do you have to do that?
Very often.
Yeah. So like,
no, but in this one, I don't like having to read. Okay, I agree. I also did not like Money Heist. I would have much preferred if Money Heist was in English. Okay.
Okay.
La Casa de Papel, it's called.
Why do they do that? Like foreign films, it might not be called Squid Game in Korean, you know?
Can you imagine?
Because La Casa de Papel is not Money Heist.
It's called like Death Games.
Childhood Death Games Volume 1. And that's like true of a lot of things. Like there's I know this because my parents we used to watch like Chinese shows and Chinese movies. And the translations are always not correct at all. which I guess it's just because it has to be, I don't know, attractive to like an English audience.
Yeah, you're also trying to like convey meaning and not like actual.
I know. Okay, no, that's true. But okay, La Casa de Papel and Money Heist, like.
Yeah, I mean,
come on. Like, there's the one I can think of. There's this Chinese show. The English translated show title was Love Actually. Okay, and then if you actually translate like the meaning of the Chinese show, it was like, this is the last time I will love you. Like there's like a pun wordplay, but it's like, this is the last time after I get drunk that I'll love you, or like my last word. It was not Love Actually. It was not a 2-word thing. That was just like Love Actually. And it's like, there's no, the meaning does not translate at all. And like doesn't work.
That's a problem. Hey, so you said it's a pun, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, you can't do that in English.
I know.
And so then you say.
Okay, but La Casa de Papel, is that a pun?
Okay, buddy.
I'm just gonna use that example every single time now.
Okay, sometimes it doesn't work. Yeah, I agree. That's I don't know. Man.
Yeah, for all we know, it really
there has to be
Korean
some reason.
version.
Some human made this decision, though, right? There has to be a reason that they made the decision. Grasping at straws, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, Money Heist does sound more interesting than The House of Paper.
The House of Paper.
You think The House of Paper is about?
I think papel is a.
It could mean like money paper too.
I think there's some slang for money. I forget what it is.
People say that in English too, like
paper.
Get the paper. Yeah. But House of Paper
does not sound. It sounds like House of Cards.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they did it.
Sounds
like House of Cards.
Yeah. Direct competition.
Wait, when did House of Cards come out?
A while ago.
Okay.
A long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So they would have had to go against the established grain of what people were already doing of an existing show. That'd be tough. Yeah. Some other things. Oh, have you seen this meme of "Let's Go Brandon"?
No. You haven't? I don't see memes anymore.
Okay.
I have no means to meme.
This is a political meme, and I didn't know what it was because the first time I saw this was earlier today on Twitter, and it was because there was the news story was Facebook denied that they removed like posts and memes about "Let's Go Brandon," and it was tagged with politics. So I was already going to be like, how does "Let's Go Brandon" have a political twist?
Let's Go Brandon?
Let's Go Brandon.
Like the name Brandon?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the backstory about what happened. It's so stupid. There was a NASCAR race. There was a NASCAR driver called Brandon. He was vrooming in the NASCAR race. And then he won the NASCAR race.
Nice.
So then he came out. He was celebrating his victory.
This is not the one with the noose, is it?
With the noose?
Do you remember?
No. That was like a hoax, wasn't it? I think that was a hoax. Or no. Hoax? I know the Jussie Smollett one. That was a hoax. That was a noose too. That was a proven hoax. Like they straight like proved that shit. I don't know if the NASCAR one they proved it was a hoax, but there was like no conclusive evidence of anything, so nobody knows if it was actually intentional or someone planted it or whatever. Either way, it's not this story because this is very recent.
Oh, okay. So Brandon wins race.
He's celebrating. Interview comes up. The crowd is like cheering. So he's giving his interview, and then at some point, someone in the crowd says,
"Let's go, Brandon."
No, they said, "Fuck off, Biden."
And then somebody said, "Let's go, Brandon."
No, they said, "Fuck off, Biden." And then that was like one person, and then it became a chant, and they were doing this while this dude was having his interview and the reporter was interviewing him, and you could clearly hear it because it's like the whole crowd going "fuck off, Biden," and then the reporter was like, "Can't you?" Yeah, and the crowd is super excited, cheering for you. Let's go, Brandon! Like she was clearly deflecting and trying to change the narrative on the crowd saying "fuck off, Biden" to "let's go, Brandon." So then that's become a meme.
That's funny.
Of people. And that explains.
Let's go, Brandon.
It's so stupid.
Go, Brandon.
Go, Brandon. Brandon, you have 2 yield for 2 mil. Go, Brandon. Yeah, so stupid as fuck. I was like, how are these two even related? And political memes, I guess they're just there's a lot of backstory about them. Yeah, like politics is just everywhere now. We were talking about that with that fence, right? The war between the Republicans and seemingly everybody else.
Don't speak too soon. That might actually happen, bro.
What, an actual war?
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I really don't think so. But the war over the fence that is happening. I don't know if the Republicans have struck back.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. Like, do they have like a recruiting station at like the activities fair? It's like, if you're a Republican, come join us or something like that. Why is there no Democrat club either? Just a Republican club.
That's just what CMU is, bro.
It's every college campus.
Yeah. No, I'm sure like Oklahoma State University has quite a few Republicans.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's probably true. I think it balances out though. Like, it has quite a few, but maybe not majority, but I think there would still be a sizable Democratic / liberal / socialist population to balance it out. It's got a lot of young people, and young people seem to enjoy that. At least the ones on the internet that are very vocal.
Yeah, the internet is, like, especially Reddit. Reddit is extremely liberal.
r/politics.
r/conservative.
r/conservative. They're both so bad. It's unreal how echo chambery those two subreddits are. It's no good. Yeah, I don't know what the fence is now, but
I think there's an Instagram for that.
Oh, for the fence? They update it each time?
I don't know. Ayub was telling me.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems like there's a few flashpoints that are coming across on campus lately, like this fence thing. Also, I think we talked about the racist posters in Gates about the China virus, the anti-chin virus.
Yeah,
the chin virus.
I remember seeing that actually.
I saw it too, and I didn't know it was supposed to be racist.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
So that's why when then you guys were talking about it in the Discord about the email, and I was like, I don't think I saw that. But I did see it, and then it was only after clarifying, I was like, oh, that's supposed to be the racist thing?
I think I remember laughing too.
Yeah, I didn't laugh, but I was like, I just thought more of, this is such a shitty meme. Like, what is this? It was like, okay, I guess. If you know the context and you're thinking about it, I guess it could be construed as racist. But I think most people that saw that probably didn't even understand, unless you were actually really thinking about it. Somebody definitely did. They reported it, and now SES they're cracking down. Let's move on to some other stuff that I have. Food delivery. We're doing some food related stuff.
Okay.
Food delivery services. You guys have been using is it from Whole Foods that you get your food?
Yeah, Whole Foods. And
you order that from Amazon, like online? Amazon Fresh?
No, it's Whole Foods. Amazon Fresh is actually separate.
Oh, it's a separate thing?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is just like some kind of integration Whole Foods has, so you can like order online.
You can order from Whole Foods, yeah.
Very nice. And how would you say like your overall opinions on this? Very convenient?
Extremely convenient.
Extremely
Not
convenient.
having to go to groceries. I remember last semester, I mean, it wasn't very far to walk.
Yeah, didn't you live right by a Target?
It was like maybe a 7-minute walk.
Didn't you live right by Newellhead?
Right across the street. One was slightly closer than the other. It's also much lighter to carry Noodlehead than, you know, a pound of chicken and a gallon of milk.
How much do you carry? Like, how much do you buy? So that, like, would it be a sizable amount?
Yeah, I mean...
How often did you do your shopping last semester?
I tried to do once a week. I would forget sometimes. And then... Or not forget, I'd be too lazy to. I don't forget things. I'm just... I just intentionally don't do them. I don't know. It's like... like once a week to 2 weeks.
Okay. I guess if you do 2 weeks, then you'd have to buy a heavier load of stuff.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I also, do you bring a backpack and you put stuff in a backpack?
Yeah, I do that when I go.
I feel like that would be better.
I also, when I go shopping, I just went today as well. I have these like bags that I have, so it's like easier to carry stuff because you can like put a lot of the smaller plastic bags into one big bag. And then I also put stuff in the backpack, so it's a bigger, easier load to balance. Load balance. It's easier. But yeah, I do it every week. So
load balance, that's a networks thing, right?
That's not really a networks thing.
Well, that's a system design question thing.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I heard load balance first from, it's like a TA thing for 112. And how that worked is when we're all grading like quizzes and stuff, we each take like a stack to first grade, and then when you're finished, you would yell like load balance. So then other people that still have stuff, they would like give it to you. So then you balance the load of grading the quizzes. So then everyone finishes faster.
You know, this is a scheduling concept in parallel architecture design.
Where if you're done, you like ask for more
literally
work.
Yes. This is called work stealing.
Work stealing. Yeah. Okay.
So everyone keeps a work queue. Okay. All the threads keep a work queue, and when one thread runs out of work, it steals work from the other threads. This is an actual computer science concept.
Well, I guess I'll tell that to the 112 leadership.
I'm sure they know. This is how they come up with it.
They should yell work steal instead.
Maybe it's called work balance and load balance too.
Maybe. So load balance is like a system design thing as well? Yeah,
in this book,
Principles of System Design.
That Adam gave me. It's called the System Design Interview. Or cracking the, I don't remember what it's called, but it's something about
cracking the coding interview or something.
I know that's first, a famous one. Like 50 pages.
Of that one? Or of this one?
Of this one.
Oh, of this one, okay.
Yeah. I got the coding interviews are easy. This is not.
Alright, buddy.
And it talks about load balance. That's bad as well.
You really derailed me because I don't know. Oh, I said load balance because of the bags I carry when I buy groceries, so I can distribute it better.
Right. Why were we talking about groceries?
Because food delivery services. That's where it was going to.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. So now I guess, how often do you do this then? Do the food delivery? Is it once every week?
Once a week to once every week and a half. Basically, until we run out of food.
Is there a fee for the food delivery service?
I think it's free delivery after a certain dollar amount of grocery.
That works then if you have if you're ordering for multiple people.
Yeah.
That's good. And what do you think? Because right now, when you're ordering for 3 people, you're sharing all the food, you and your roommates, right?
Yeah.
So like everybody.
I think I get the largest share, honestly.
What does that mean?
So it's communal, right?
Yeah.
We each take. Adrian almost never eats here. Like very rarely does he eat here. Len, he does meal prep and stuff, but like he also has like his frat meals, and so like I eat here most of the time. You know,
But do you guys split it evenly?
We split it evenly.
So Adrian, just burning money from Adrian's wallet right now.
He's not complaining. He's the one that like suggests. It's his like. He's the one that makes the orders too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not complaining.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So a follow-up question I was going to ask is, do you get annoyed because has it ever happened where you want to eat something and someone's already taking it? But I guess that doesn't really happen because
yeah, not often. I mean, sometimes like the steak will be gone. I'll be like, oh, okay, and then, but it's not like that often.
Do you guys schedule that? Like, I'm gonna.
No, I mean just take. I like it that way, honestly. That way you don't have to ask, and it's less formal. It's like how it is at home, right?
Well, yeah, but at home it's like.
Family, for family.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say that didn't really happen at home for me because my mom did all the cooking, so she literally controlled everything.
Yeah, that's true.
It was like if we wanted snacks and stuff, we could get it, but we normally weren't taking out whole steaks and just eating that as a snack.
But if you wanted to, you could, right?
Technically, yeah. I think my mom would get mad because she'd be like, I planned that to eat on a specific day. I think my mom,
my parents don't plan they're just like, what are we going to have for dinner tonight? And then it's like, oh, there's a chicken.
Yeah, I think my mom, like, mostly does that, but she'll sometimes at least, like, think of, we might eat this for this day, so we'll save it, like, for later. Or, like, she'll buy enough and just be like, okay.
Mm-hmm. No, they're like, okay, wait, we need a week's worth of food.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get. One night we're gonna have chicken. One night we're gonna have. We don't really eat steak, but like one night we're gonna have salmon or something like that. And then look at that, and then they would like figure it out as we go. Or maybe they have a plan and I'm just not aware of it. I'm just like.
He has never told you.
Yeah.
Did you ever if you want to give input into what we were having, what you had for dinner or lunch, would they listen to you?
Yeah.
So like whatever you wanted.
Not whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna like get lobster or anything.
That'd be hard to prepare too. That seems like a straight hassle.
But yeah. Sometimes I even convince them to eat out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think this is something that I plan to do with every guest that I have. It was like, how often do you eat out?
I think we already had this conversation.
We had this, yeah. And I'm always surprised because my family like eats out more than seemingly everybody that I talk to.
Yeah. No, I eat out fairly regularly. Actually, a lot of times for lunch because my parents are like working. They'll like order like tacos or something, and then that's what we'll have for lunch. So like very frequently throughout the week we'll have eating out.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. And overall, the food that your parents make, good reviews?
It's always good if it's not me making it, bro. If I don't have to put it in any work, I'm happy with it. I'll take whatever.
Sounds just...
I used to be really ungrateful when I was like younger.
Yeah, were you a picky eater?
No, I wasn't picky. I would eat whatever.
Okay.
I'm like hungry, right? But I would prefer to eat. But now I understand. I understand the pain.
Yeah. Were your parents ever sticklers about finishing all your food? No?
No.
Okay. I guess that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's this thing that I know is common among like Chinese culture, which is like when you have rice and like in a bowl, you want to like parents will often say to their kids, like, make sure you eat all the rice from the bowl, like not having little bits left in the bowl. And the way my mom said this to me is, if you don't eat all the rice in your bowl, you're gonna grow up with acne. Like all the little things are like acne on your face. So if you eat it, it'll clean up. And I was like, okay. I mean, I didn't really like that because it just was extra work. When I was already done, I was like, I have to like pick up these little pieces. And it was clearly a lie too, because acne still happened. He just
did I leave some rice in the bowl without realizing it?
Fuck it, hell. I messed up. On that note, how much did you ever really suffer from acne that much? No? Lucky you.
No.
I thought I was.
I get more. My face is less clear now than it's like ever been in my life.
Yeah. I thought I was a lucky person and I wasn't suffering from acne because it didn't really show up that much. Like I would have, it didn't show up like at all until like around sophomore year. And then sophomore year, I started getting pimples and I don't know, but it wasn't too bad. Like junior and senior year, they got worse, but it still wasn't too bad. And then freshman year, it got pretty bad. I don't know if you remember.
I know.
You probably don't because, but it was pretty bad. Like later on, like at the beginning of the semester, I've seen photos of myself. It was like that, like photos you take at the beginning. I had like a straight clear face from like high school. At least you could tell in like photos. And then it became a lot worse. Like freshman year, the end of the first semester to second semester. It was like the worst acne I've ever had. And then went home and then it's cleared up better. And then now that I'm back in campus again, and I don't know if I'm eating healthier than freshman year. I really don't know. But I think it's definitely cleared up. So I'm thinking it was partly because of the environment, but also probably because maybe it was that point in my life where it was super getting hormonal as well.
Yeah, diets and stuff. I mean, I don't know. Like I started getting a couple pimples after I started exercising.
Really?
That's what I noticed. I was exercising. I was having my whey protein powder, and then I started getting a little bit, not too much.
The protein,
like a pimple here and there.
Okay.
So I thought that maybe that's what it is, and then I'm not sure if that's what it was though,
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. My face has never been perfectly clear since then, right? I've noticed that. It's like not bad, but
it's definitely. I think it's as long as it's not noticeable or like not very noticeable. Like I'm looking at your face right now, I can't notice it.
Right. Yeah.
I think.
It's like,
and for me, like I think I'm at a point where it's very little
Yeah,
like,
I can't tell.
Yeah, there's like a little bit on my cheeks, but I'm very satisfied with my current state because in freshman year it was worse, like way worse. So it's like, all right, I can take it, whatever. Maybe it'll go away eventually, like all of it, but probably not. It might just stick around. Yeah, it seems like adult people still get acne, though at a lesser degree.
Yeah, I thought I was like never gonna get acne. Like I made it all the way to like middle of second semester freshman year, so that's when I started. And then it's never the same again.
All the acne, like it grows at a certain height, so it's all not on your face. It's like lower down on your body.
It's like moss.
I did have that though. I had like, maybe this is TMI. I had like back knee. It was like, it wasn't, honestly it was like maybe worse than the ones that I had on my face. Like there was more, but you can't see it because it's on my back. And then I don't scratch as much, like, so it just wasn't nearly as big deal. I think the big impact of acne is that other people seeing it. Yeah. So if it's on your back, you're like, yeah, it itches, and then you might not like it, but nobody really sees it, so it's not as big of a deal. So it's like, whatever. Who cares? Yeah. So like throughout your life, do you ever have any kind of skin blemishes? What I mean by that is, I know when you have like chicken pox or stuff like that, you can get like a lot of dots and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Have you ever had anything like that?
I mean, my hands got dry in the winter. That's about it.
Have you ever had like warts?
No.
Okay. I'm saying these.
Like a dermatologist appointment.
I've had both. I've had warts, and I've had it wasn't chicken pox, but it was a full body rash. I have pictures of it somewhere.
How old were you?
It was in 7th grade, and I remember those like 2 or 3 weeks that I had it. Like people thought I was infectious and like contagious, because it was like literally what you think of chickenpox, like red splotches.
You went to school?
Like little dots. I went to school for like a couple of days. I don't know how. Maybe it wasn't 2 or 3 weeks. It was at least a week, maybe 2 weeks. I might have started skipping like later on before it cleared up, but it was real bad. Like that was the worst skin condition I've ever had in my life, because it was everywhere. It was on my legs. It was on my balls. It was on my fucking arms and body. It was all over on my neck. It was on my face as well. It was less on my face, which is maybe why I went to school, because it wasn't as pronounced. It was real bad on my body.
And it was like red and like bumpy?
Yeah. And it wasn't like super hard, like there was like pus or anything. It was just like little bumps and red. And it wasn't like tiny bumps. It was more like bigger splashes. But it was like all over, and it was red, and it was super itchy.
Did you go to the doctor?
Yes, we did go to the doctor, and I thought it was like, I don't know, chicken pox or whatever, and they said it was a full body rash.
What does that mean? Wait, what is it?
I don't know. It was just like a rash, and it was just on my full body. And the thing is, they never knew like what was the reason for it, because like I had it. And then it cleared up within like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 1 week. I don't even remember how long it was. But then after that, it was just gone, and I haven't had it since. So I was just like, why the fuck did that happen? It was so bad though for that like week or two that I had it, because it was so itchy. Like it was hard to even just sit still, because like I always felt like an itch somewhere, and then I couldn't scratch because then it made it worse. And it was all over, and it was just terrible. Yeah, I have the photo somewhere. I haven't seen it. No, it's okay. No, I don't think anybody wants to see it, because even I look at it. I forgot when I last looked at it, but it was a while ago, and maybe that's a good thing, because I think wherever it was on an old camera that I had, and I don't know where it is anymore, so that footage might be completely lost
forever. Wow.
But my mom remembers, and it was a terrible time for my skin. Yeah, my skins just have a rough time, because I was saying I have warts too. Do you know what warts are?
Yeah, I mean there's like a single. It's like
yeah. It's like little hard pieces of. It's like your skin gets like super hard, and it's like little. I guess like, it looks like there's dirt there. It's like dirty, and it doesn't look right. Like it's like a little bump with like black stuff. I had those on my feet, like here in between the toes, and I had it. This one was not like the rash where it went away in like a week or two. I had it for like 2-3 years. It was just like this shit that was on my toes.
It just went away,
like in between. And then, well, I think the reason it stuck around for so long was I always picked at it, because I thought the way you could get rid of the warts, because it was just. A lot of it was like just really tough skin with like layers. So I thought the way to do it is you like pick at it away, take out all the layers of skin until it's like the wart part is gone. So then it's just like I have missing skin then, and then it'll heal correctly. The problem is if you do it like that, you're going to be bleeding, because you're going to be picking a lot of skin. And even when I didn't pick at I never could pick at it all the way so that there was like no skin, because that's like straight bleeding. But even when I did pick at it, it would like sometimes start bleeding and stuff. The main issue is I was picking at it.
Okay.
And you're not supposed to touch it, I don't think.
It just went away on its own?
It went away on its own. Like, I even, at some point, I, like, told a doctor about this as well, and he was like, stop touching it. Just leave it alone. And then, it just, I, like, forgot about it. Maybe it was because I forgot, it might have been, like, 8th grade or 9th grade when life just got maybe more stressful, so then I just stopped even thinking about it. And then one day I was just like, oh, it's gone. It's no longer here. And then those never came back.
Nice.
Just don't have them anymore. So.
Well, my brother, I remember, he doesn't remember, I doubt it. He was very small. Mm-hmm. But he's allergic to penicillin.
Fuck.
And when we found that out, you know how we found that out. Yeah, his like whole body like broke out in hives.
What is penicillin used for?
It's a antibiotic.
For what?
Antibiotics are for treating bacteria.
Well, yeah, I know, but isn't it used
for like a particular?
Yes.
I don't know, man. It kills like a lot of bacteria.
It's used for something. I'll look it up.
Staphylococcal. What do you call it? Staph. What is staph short for? Staphylococcal.
What is penicillin used for?
I mean, a lot of antibiotics are used for like a lot of different bacteria.
Yeah, I'm searching this up and there's no. I always thought penicillin was used for like a particular case though, but it does not.
It's like so. You know, it's like the first antibiotic ever discovered, right?
Yeah, that's why it's like the most famous too.
So like it's like very versatile, I think.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting. I said, what is it used for? Everything.
Which is like really unfortunate for my brother.
Yeah.
Because he can't. Unfortunately, science has progressed over the last 100 years.
So he has like alternatives.
I'm sure, yeah. I mean, it's very rare that you need antibiotics anyway.
Mm-hmm. So he had penicillin and he like had hives all over?
Yeah, for a couple of days. That went away. I am not allergic to penicillin, though.
Did you wave that in his face? What a loser.
I am the superior brother in that.
The genetically powerful one.
But he has 20/20 vision, so I don't know.
I think I'd take that. That seems a lot better.
Yeah.
Imagine that, just having 20/20 vision.
Yeah.
The rest of your life. I mean, it probably deteriorated at some point.
When you're old.
But that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
That's an expense that you don't need to have. You don't need to buy glasses or contacts.
You can buy sunglasses.
Or LASIK.
Yeah.
Why don't they make you know, like those sunglasses or glasses that will
transition contacts?
Transition contacts. Why don't they make transition contacts?
I was thinking about that. That can you do that? Like
that'd also be really annoying because then whenever there's sun, you're just seeing not the true thing.
Well, the same thing with the glasses, right?
But you can take it off if you want.
Then you see blurry. You can take out the contacts if you want. See blurry.
Why haven't they done that then?
I mean,
probably it looks weird.
We're not the first people to think about this for sure, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like.
It also probably would look weird because you know with the transition glasses, like they become sunglasses, so it's like dark.
Mm-hmm.
So like your eyes are just dark. Straight black.
Well, I mean, my eyes are already dark, right? All right,
yeah,
we've got brown eyes.
Transition contact lenses. Why are these not a thing? Or maybe they are a thing. We just don't know. There are light adaptive contacts.
What?
Transition lens prices will vary. Oh my god, they're actually real. I've never heard about
crazy, dude. Oh my. Yeah, I need to buy sunglasses because this is something.
No, buy transition contact lenses.
One is slightly cheaper than the other, I'm sure. Because it's like bad for your eyes, the UV rays.
What? Just looking at the sun?
Well, I mean, look, that's even worse.
What, you're saying like indirectly just having sun? Like it's bad on your eyes?
Like when you're going outside and it's like bright out, that's bad for your eyes.
What?
Yeah, they tell you to wear sunglasses. You never doctor or optometrist?
I thought they say wear sunglasses because it's bright outside.
It's bad for your eyes.
I didn't know it was the bad for your eyes part. I thought it was just like it's uncomfortable.
If it gives you skin cancer, you don't think it can fuck up your eyes?
Well, but it's not going directly in your eyes, is it?
How do you see?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, as it goes into your eyes.
Yeah, alright. I guess it can go in your eyes. Okay, what I was thinking is you have your eyes, right? And they're, like the sun is above you.
Mm-hmm.
And your eyes, they're going straight.
Okay.
Which means when the sun comes down...
Yeah, the light bounces around, right?
It hits the top of your eye and it doesn't go in your eye.
Uh-huh.
How did I pass physics? Okay, well, I learned something new. I guess it's just not as much of a issue from where I live, because a lot of the seasons is just darker with not a lot of sun out in the air. Wait, but that means like doesn't that mean like everyday light, or is when you're saying UV light, is it like unfiltered by clouds? That's like the type of light?
They say you should still put on sunscreen even if it's cloudy outside.
The fuck?
You ever heard that?
I have heard that, and I don't...
It's the same as... I feel like...
It's like you're supposed to put on sunscreen right now as well. You're just supposed to always have sunscreen on.
I think if the whole Earth is blocking the sun...
Okay, I didn't mean at night. I meant like when you're in like fucking... When it's like raining outside and shit.
I see.
You're supposed to have sunscreen on as well?
Okay, maybe not.
Like, how does that work then? Because like all light is this UV rays from the sun.
Not all light.
Not all light? What other light is there?
There's visible light, infrared, radio. UV is just like a particular wavelength, right?
Yeah, okay, but if the sun's always there, then that means there's always UV light, no matter if it's cloudy or if it's raining.
That's true.
So we're supposed to wear sunscreen when it's raining too?
I think there's less of it. Maybe you don't wear sunglasses when it's...
Well, okay, but when it's cloudy, there's less of it too, so why the fuck are we wearing sunscreen then?
But I think it's like not less of it, I'm not a doctor, okay?
Okay.
I don't know. That's just what they say. They say wear sunscreen when it's cloudy. That's all I know.
Okay. Sure. I have heard that and I never did it. Do you do it?
No.
I don't even wear sunscreen normally.
I mean, if I'm going to the beach, I'll put it on.
Yeah. I only put it on. Yeah, I just haven't put it on for a while. I think I put it on like 1 or 2 days when I was here. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I was like, fuck it.
When you were here?
Yeah.
Like for tennis? Or?
Yeah, I think that's when I did it in high school. Like, I put it for tennis, probably because I was like out extended period of time.
Yeah. If I were going outside to play stuff, I'd put on sunscreen probably.
Yeah. That's the idea.
But if I'm walking to campus, I won't.
That's the UV damage that is doing.
It's also like wrinkles, man. Like you're going outside and you squint. It's like,
Is that really gonna give you like wrinkles that fast?
I mean, when you're like old, when you're like 30 or something.
Okay. Are wrinkles that bad?
I don't know. I mean, people try to look younger, right?
Yeah. I guess there is a fascination with that.
A fascination, an obsession.
An obsession, yeah. Lots of obsessions with lots of things. So UV light damages your eyes. Loud noises damages your ears. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you're gonna? It's like a big concern with a lot of younger people, especially now, because we're always wearing earbuds. How often do you wear earbuds?
Very often.
Very often, really? I like never see you walking around with earbuds.
Oh, I don't have wireless headphones.
Okay, but I never see you with wired ones either.
Well, I mean, I'm very often in my room.
But even in your room, you still wear earbuds?
But the speakers on my laptop don't work.
Okay, that's a fair point. Maybe you should invest in like a Bluetooth speaker then.
A Bluetooth speaker?
Because I do this whenever I'm in my room.
No, I kind of like, I want to walk around and listen to things, you know? Like if I'm outside and walking, it's like a 20-minute walk to campus, you know?
I know, but I never see you actually wearing earbuds then.
It's really inconvenient to like have a wired thing. I've done it before. It's not fun, man.
I know. So
like nudge it a little bit and they fall out.
Okay, is that why you're finally looking to get AirPods?
Yeah.
Do you think once you get them, you're actually going to be using them a lot more?
I think so. At least in the beginning, you always use things when they're new, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's just it's just a big habit of mine now. Like just walking around, I've always got these now. It's like part of my daily kit of what I bring out. Just having earbuds.
Yeah, I feel like it's something nice to have if you want to like listen to something.
Yeah. So I guess that's just something that you don't do then.
Because I don't have, right?
I don't know, but like I even did this in high school when I didn't have wireless ones.
You would have just like.
Yeah, I would bring my earbuds. I'd have them in my pocket, just like I have these, and it would be more of a hassle to take them out, but I'd still do it. I guess I don't know.
I mean, I have done it before. I have brought my earbuds. Yeah. I've walked on the street with them.
Yeah.
Listening.
I understand why you wouldn't want to do that all the time because it is more of a hassle, especially with it getting tangled up. And the big issue I had with wired ones was the ones I always bought because I hate it. I don't like the Apple ones because they don't
fit in your ear.
Fit in your ear. They don't have the squishy things. Those are what are good in like keeping it in your ear. And I don't like the Apple ones because they're like hard and not squishy. I like squishy. I like it for stuff in my ear, and they just
maybe I won't get the AirPods. Actually, you make a good.
No, they do have the AirPods with the squishy thing. I think
that's
they're more
the Pro, right?
Yeah, they're more expensive.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna.
You should get like the ones I have. Like I've had this since freshman winter.
Okay.
So it's gonna be 2 years. It's still good.
What brand?
Boltune. Not sponsored. Sponsor us if you want. Boltune. Yeah, I'll tell you more about it. I don't know what the exact model is, but it looks like black AirPods. I mean, I didn't buy it for.
They sell black AirPods, don't they? Is that a thing? I feel like that should be a thing.
It always looks white.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably.
Kind of simple.
Yeah. It's got like a really distinctive look. Yeah.
I thought black AirPods were a thing.
I don't know. It could look for that. The thing is, it was still if you're not getting.
No, yeah. I know. I was just like you said they look like black AirPods. So I was wondering if that was a thing, but. Especially, yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, there are black AirPods. I just never see them. I guess people like part of the allure of there aren't black AirPods. Yeah, all the black AirPods are fake ones. Okay. Are like other brands. Other brands. Yeah. Because part of the allure of AirPods, I remember when they come out, that was a meme, right? And it was just like, I got my AirPods. He's got his AirPods in, he can't hear us. And it's like, it's got that the distinctive white look, the little thing sticking out your ear. Yeah. It's a good point, though. I think the squishy things are important for whatever wireless thing that you aim to buy, because it just makes it way better. And especially you want like the fully wireless ones, like these. I had the wire. It was like fake wireless in that there was still a wire connecting the two. So you had to like have it like behind you or like in front. Those are like, I guess they're better because you can at least like move around and have your phone somewhere else. But it's still restrictive because one of the things I love about this is a lot of the times I will have one in and then the other one out. So then I can still like hear. And it's like really good when like talking with someone also. I mean, it's kind of disrespectful, but I still do it anyway. It's just like I'm still having like something playing, and then I can like better understand and hear other people. And you can't do that because otherwise it's just like you got a big ass fucking thing hanging out your ear and looks stupid, and you look stupid.
Yeah.
So it ain't worth it.
Yeah. AirPods. Yeah, I was thinking maybe I won't get AirPods. I'll get the squishy thing. But then I don't have the status symbol. Yeah.
No, like the if you're not getting the AirPods Max, yeah. I don't think you're too concerned with that. That's like not what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you're gonna make this investment for some kind of, maybe it will be AirPods. When are you gonna upgrade that laptop and get something better?
As soon as it dies.
It already dies like super fast, doesn't it? Off battery.
Yeah, I don't really have to worry about it. There's always an outlet somewhere. Yeah.
But then you have to carry on your charger.
Yeah, but I don't bring it around very often anyway.
I guess.
It's basically a desktop. It's a really, really shitty desktop.
I mean, it is frugal living, I guess. Just like keep using it until.
I mean, it's not even. I'm not even being frugal. It's like I don't need anything more, right?
Sure.
I mean, it'd be nice to be able to play the flight simulator that just came out. But
well, then you wouldn't be able to get a Mac because
yeah,
that wouldn't be the best bet for that.
Yeah, that's true.
Are you seriously considering if you have to get a new laptop?
Getting a Mac? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like the look of it, honestly.
Macs?
And then the M1 chip is like...
Yeah. I was thinking if I'm getting a new laptop, I would considering the Mac only because of the battery life. Like that battery life is no joke.
Yeah.
And that is, I think, the biggest selling point or biggest attraction to me of the Mac. And the look is nice also. I don't like Mac OS.
Yeah,
like
Mac
even
OS
after
is the worst part of it.
even using it for a summer, I still don't like Mac OS.
I still don't get how to use it, I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I tab out and I tab back in and I don't go back to where I started. Like
yeah, and I don't like I'm just used to Windows File Explorer now, so like Finder and stuff
doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense. A lot of how the apps work, like you can't just whip your mouse to the top right corner and X. Like a lot of the time you have to do the top left.
You have to wait for it to go
and
down.
Then
you hit the X button and then it doesn't actually close the
yeah, because you need to go up to the top left, select the menu, and then quit application.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is there an extra step every single time you want to do this? It's
See,
like
I didn't even
so
know that. What I
unnecessary.
do is I go to the desktop, I right click, or I do the 2-click on the thing on the taskbar, and then I click quit. That's what I do to exit.
Oh, what the fuck? I didn't even know that you could do that. What, you can like you click with 2 fingers and then it does that?
You click with 2 fingers in the taskbar on the app.
Oh, holy
it's
shit!
It's like option. It's like it's an extra step to what you said. Like you have to go to the desktop first, and then you look at the taskbar, and then.
Dude, for Windows, all you do is just whip to the top right and click X.
Alt F4.
Yeah, there's just so many options that are just way better. And like the File Explorer, yeah. So what I was thinking is...
But for our audience, Linux obviously is the...
No, that's what I was thinking about. Is like if I do get a Mac, like Mac OS and the keyboards also like are not my favorite.
Yeah.
I think they've improved from whatever the butterfly shit that they had before.
Mm-hmm.
They're at least like usable, and like I could probably get used to it. I just don't like it as much as a lot of the other laptop keyboards there are. But the Mac OS is like the biggest. I was like, meh. So I was thinking if I do get a Mac, I would maybe seriously consider using Linux on it.
Linux?
Like installing Linux on it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because if I get a new laptop, I think I would at some point I would be able to keep like the reason I would get a new laptop is because this laptop's battery is just like completely shot, like what happened to my old laptop. But even if like the main reason would be this battery doesn't work, but that means I could still probably use the laptop itself plugged in. And this has some pretty good graphics stuff, so I could like still play games and shit on this. Which means what I would want for a actual laptop that I carry around, number one thing since I'm carrying it around would be battery life for me, it being like light as well. And then since I'm not gonna really actually be playing games on it, then like the graphics is not nearly as important because it's like
yeah. See, it's a conundrum, right? Like I kind of want to get a nice gaming computer. But I also kind of want like a lighter, longer battery life, portable laptop.
Like this one is, you can get good gaming stuff that have like good batteries, and they can be. It's not going to be as light.
Yeah, but I want like it's like sort of a compromise, right? I don't want a compromise. I want one or the other, right? And unfortunately, I can't have both. Maybe soon I'll be able to have both.
I think like there are definitely good laptops out there that can do both. Like, or like, what would you say is a baseline for the battery life that you need?
I don't really need much, right? Because I don't go outside ever. So maybe I don't need. But like also maybe the reason I don't go outside much is because I can't bring my laptop anymore.
It's cyclical.
Yeah, catch-22.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Now, what do you look for in battery life?
Like the reason why I picked this above some other laptops that I was considering when I was buying a new laptop was this one actually has, with like the specs that it has to be able to game, it actually has better battery life than a lot of the others. Like, right now, I thought the battery life had actually drained over these like past 2 years I've used it, but I can actually still go out and use it, and it can go up to. I don't like go up to the max battery life, but the rate at which it drains, I think it can go up to like 5-6 hours, which is good for like this, what it can do, because like this can game as well, like pretty well. So it's like, I think it's a good balance, because a lot of other ones, like especially the very graphically intense ones, or like bigger builds, like a lot of the times their battery lives are like 3 hours, 4 hours.
This isn't even 3 hours.
Yeah. And it's just like straight fucked.
Like 2.5 hours.
So like this one can be better. But I think if I'm looking for an actual portable one where there's no gaming capabilities I have to worry about, I would want at least like 8. Like at least 8, if not 10 plus. And that's actually kind of a lot to ask, because it seems like a lot of the Windows ones like can only go up to 8 to 10. It's like the
10 plus.
Yeah, and it's like the fucking Mac that goes like go up to like 20 hours, and it's like that would be nice. That would be real nice. I mean, like a compromise you could do: buy a Mac for your portable and then build a PC, or have.
That's not really a compromise. It's literally both things, right? Both expensive.
Okay. Well, you really can't have.
You can't.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Have both.
I mean, yeah. One day I will do that, probably.
Yeah.
Eventually. So today's not that day.
You're rolling in money.
This laptop is still working, so we're not at that point yet.
Good enough. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right. Let's see. We can start wrapping up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I had some other stuff that I wanted to talk about. Let's just see what's good to quickly wrap up this particular episode. Oh yeah, there's like a couple posters on campus. I don't know if you saw. It was like of this group that are called Birds Aren't Real.
I think I did see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only started noticing it because I saw it like once or two times.
Mm-hmm.
And like different buildings around campus. And I was like, this is some kind of like gag club on
like
campus.
Do you know what it is?
It's actually a real society. And I thought it was a joke society, like a group of people that like troll online, and they're like, it's like a running joke. And then, but when I search, there's like current news, and then like one of the current news was like, birds aren't real spokesperson says we are not kidding. We really think birds aren't real. And if I have a picture of the poster,
that has to be. I know that person's not trolling.
I don't know. So like, it could be all just an elaborate like prank. But anyway, I have a picture of what's on the. I took a picture of the flyer that I saw that's on campus. Birds Aren't Real is coming to Pittsburgh. And when I saw this, it was too late because like the flyer was advertising they're coming to Pittsburgh and they were gonna have a talk. Unfortunately, it had already passed. It was the 16th that it happened, so we can't go to the club. Otherwise, I thought that would be funny.
Dude, we should have gone, man.
I know, but I just saw these too late. Anyway, it's Birds Aren't Real, and then it's funny because on the thing they say this is not a comedy show. If somebody told you this is a comedy show, they are a very bad friend and are lying to you. This is very, very gravely serious. Which makes it sound like this is a comedy show. But then when I look on the line, it seems like it's not. Like they've got a whole website. There's like fucking...
Very elaborate joke, it sounds like.
Yeah, honestly.
It's funny as fuck.
But then like... It sounds like a very, very elaborate joke. But then I saw that one news story where the dude is like, it's real. But then maybe he was trolling to the mainstream media. Like, that could be what is happening.
No, it sounds fake.
Yeah, I mean,
how birds? What?
If you see the,
this is one of the easiest things to verify. Like,
you just look on their poster and they like label the bird and they said like, they have a picture of a bird and there's the point to the eye and it said that's the camera, and then they point out here and say that's the microphone, and this is the wireless antenna. And then they point at the claws and they're like, inductive charging coil. That would have been so funny if we could have gone to one. I want to go.
Dude.
I saw it way too late.
Wait, there's no way that's real.
Yeah, the more I think about it...
Literally... Dude, no way. We live in America. You can literally pull out a gun, shoot a bird, and check for yourself. Like...
Yeah.
Like, it is the most easy thing to verify.
Yeah. Would have been funny to go. Yeah, it would have actually just been a comedy show. Like another comedy show. And that would have been straight banter. Amazing. Yeah. Oh, okay. Here's the last thing that we're going to end on. Last week, we talked about we mentioned the phenomena that we talked about before. It was like you see it once, you learn about it the first time.
The Bader-Meinhof phenomenon.
Yes, and then it's just popping up everywhere. So, we talked about your trip in Chicago last week, and you mentioned you wanted to go on the L. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I listened to a song, and this song I've listened over. It's been in my playlist before for at least 2 months. And then I noticed the lyric. It was like, and they mentioned the L, and I was like, "Fucking L,
fucking L,
yeah, fucking L, man." That shit just popped up. And this thing also happened with. I know a person that I know. This sounds so bad. Obsession with interview shit, but like a person I know gone to Jane Street, right?
Congrats.
And I saw the Jane Street logo, and now I've seen it at least like 5-6 times with different people wearing Jane Street shirts in their logo.
Recitation TA for 451.
It's just fucking everywhere. now I'm just seeing it everywhere. I'm noticing it everywhere, and that's the phenomena at play.
Yeah, straight evidence.
I think that's a good place to stop.
All right.
So
thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening. for the 20th episodes. Thanks for sticking with us. One listener for 20 episodes. Still going strong. We're still going strong for 20 episodes. And hopefully for another 20 more and more after that. But
20
until
episodes,
then,
one for each year of our lives.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I did not think about that. Yeah. Fucking hell. We're fucking 20.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Episode done.
Good night.
Adios.